Aging is a disease. We can't just sit on the couch. We have to help it. We have to bring our best selves to the table, just like I did for cancer, or we do for heart disease, or we do for anything. Because we're really the new old. We have no generation ahead of us that showed us how to age into our 80s and 90s and hundreds. Some of us will go into our hundreds. I never dreamed, certainly after they gave me a death sentence of 2 months when I was 68, that I would be in my 80s, that I would see my granddaughter graduate high school, that I would see my grandsons become teenagers. I never dreamed that, but here I am. So I have to plan, and we have to plan, all of us have to plan what's going to take us into our 90s and make us feel as though we're contributing and make us feel that we're here and happy to be alive. What's going to make us feel that? Well, I have found something that we all need, and it might be a little hard to find, and it might be a little bit of a needle in the haystack, but it's worth looking for, and it's firsts. We need to have firsts in our lives. And whatever it may be, we need to excite our brain so that we can have something that we can look forward to that we haven't done before. Just the other day, well, I would say about 2 months ago, I tried something that I've been talking about doing for months and months, and that's Tai Chi. And I just started it, and I fell in love with it. I have great trouble meditating, just sitting on the ground and trying to quiet my mind. It doesn't work. But with Tai Chi, when I'm concentrating just like you're supposed to concentrate, whatever you're supposed to be doing, I just feel afterwards like I've taken a 2-mile walk and an hour nap. It's wonderful. But the thing about it is that I'm excited about it. I was worried in my 70s that I wasn't going to find any firsts in my 80s. But I was invited to Washington to speak in the Capitol building for personalized medicine, cancer, and aging. And then I was asked to be an advocate for a lobbyist organization that appropriates funds for aging and cancer. So that's in my 80s, and that's something that's so exciting for me because it's something I've never done before. And we can all find those needles in a haystack. You know, we can't all do what we used to do, let's face it. Our ears don't hear that well, our eyes don't see as well, our legs don't work as well, our arms don't work as well, whatever it is. We have to find ways to go around things. We have to come in the side door a lot of times, but we can do it. It's so worth looking for that needle in a haystack. And there's nothing in this world that feeds you like giving back, like being a mentor, like helping those behind you. Whether it's letting kids know, 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, don't be afraid of aging. There's so much you can do with aging. There's so much mentoring, and you can make their lives change. We have so much wisdom inside of us. We have to share it. We have to give it away. That's our greatest gift, is to give our wisdom away. That's what my title, Aging in High Heels, means. It really means walking into a room with attitude. You don't have to have high heels on. You just have to feel that you do. You have to feel like, I'm here, I'm relevant, and I have something to say, and I want to hear what you have to say too. I'm not out of it. I went to this salon, and I was so full of myself that I was 80 years old, and I worked it into every conversation that I had with anybody. And I went up to this first stunning looking woman that I saw, and I talking to her, and I said, I'm Beverly, and I'm your speaker today, and beautiful weather outside, and you know, I just turned 80 last week. And she said, that's so nice, dear, because I just turned 93. She let me know that not only was she wonderful looking and interested, she had that wonderful combination of interested and interesting. And she had a newspaper article she was bringing to share. And every woman in this group that had been meeting every week for 50 years, they not only did they love each other and they all were for each other, but they just were interested women. And I saw 87, 92, 95. I looked at them and I thought, wow, what an inspiration that is for me. Now that gives me something to look forward to. I know that I can still be interested and interesting. It's up to me. It's up to me, like it was with my cancer. It's up to me to bring it to the table. I have to find the firsts. I have to be interested. I have to keep looking at new things. I have to bring the best I have to the table. And that's how we can get through. That's how, there's a word in Washington, which is now I'll get to the Washington part of my life, which I'm just entering really. But there's a word in Washington, health span. And what that means is instead of just living our lifespan like we used to do, if we live our life as a health span, healthy all the way, we have enough to push back age-related diseases, which is what the part that Washington is interested in. Here's how it works. Let's say that I got cancer in my late 60s, which I did, but I was healthy. I had been healthy. I was always the healthy eater, the healthy exerciser. I lived a healthy lifestyle. So I was able to go through that cancer. Even though I have stage 4 cancer, I still live with it. I'm in a health span instead of just a lifespan. So if we can teach the rest of the world, as I said, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here because you're all healthy, otherwise you wouldn't be here tonight. Even whatever disease we have, if we're living a healthy life, we're helping push back all the age-related diseases by living this health span, and that is going to bring trillions back into the economy. And our kids are getting to the stage, at least mine are. My kids are 60 and 58, so you know, they have to start thinking about their aging and planning. They have to plan really to live well into their 90s and to plan financially and mentally how to live into your 90s. We never knew to do that before. So it's a very exciting time for us to be aging. We're not just old people. We're people that are vital in the world. We're aging in our high heels or in our boutonnieres or in our pocket squares for the men. We're aging in a great mental attitude because we still have so much to give back. And that's really where my cancer has taken me, because it showed me that I can help. I can help myself. I don't have to let aging happen to me. I can help the doctor. I can be co-captain with my doctor. I can be my own advocate. I can tell him if a medicine doesn't make me feel good. He'll bring all his medical expertise, but I have to bring my body expertise to him. He doesn't know what makes me feel good and what doesn't. So if a medicine doesn't make me feel good, we have to tell the doctor. We have to speak up. We have to be his co-captain. And that way, we're proactive in our aging. It makes such a difference. It makes such a difference in our diseases, in our attitude. It makes us feel as though we're walking in our high heels. And I want all of us to feel that. But we have to keep our eye on the big goal. And the big goal is aging as well as we can, making a difference, making a reason that we're here in life, and making it as good as we can for ourselves. Contributing, giving back, those are the big things that we have to remember. And we have to just laugh at the other things because there's nothing else for us to do. There's no way else to get around it. So Emile Zola said, who's also one of my favorite authors and poets, he said, if you ask me what I came here to do, I came here to live out loud. Well, I want to live out loud, and I want all of us to live out loud. We all have things to say, and we should say them. And people want to hear them. It's up to us to let the generation behind us know not to be afraid of aging. Come on in, the water's fine. You'll figure it out. I'll help you. We're in this together. So what you're forgetting? We're forgetting too. We'll just laugh at it. That's what we need to do. And we can all do that together. First, I bumped into a friend of mine at the pharmacy the other day, and she told me that after her husband passed away, she was not happy in her big home. She decided to scale down and get a much smaller place in a retirement community. Her eyes lit up with excitement as she talked. It was a first for her. She would have her own home, just the way she liked it. She looked forward to it. Another friend told me that she was going to take Pilates for the first time, and she too was very excited. It's gratifying to reach out and try something different, go to new places, sing a different song. It's something we must all strive for as we grow older, because we get so comfortable with the things we know. A woman I respect very much asked me if I would be interviewed on video for a new project she was working on. I didn't know if I wanted to give up the hours to do this for her, although I like her and admire her so much. But she continues to reinvent herself and is loaded with firsts. So of course I agreed and found it to be an incredible experience. I had so many firsts in my 70s. I want to keep finding new ones in my 80s and, God willing, into my 90s. The good news is, the more I look, the more I find. If a first comes to you, I hope you grab it with both hands, treasure it, and run with it as fast as you can. And then I'm going to end with a blip in the road. As we grow older, the driving is not as smooth as it once was. There are blips along the road, and we just have to get past them. It's a little harder, but once we've done it, it's smooth sailing until the next one. There are all kinds of blips, little ones like sprained wrists and ankles, which mean you can't play tennis for a couple of weeks. Medium ones like knee or hip replacements, which mean you're out of commission for a couple of months. And big ones like something with the heart or a diagnosis of disease, which it might be a while before we get back in the game. But they all are just blips, just the same. We can and will drive right over them eventually. We have to look at the big picture, at the future. The key is to look ahead and remember we're all in it together. We can do this. Drive on through, friends. Just drive right on through. Thank you so much.
We have